Welcome to Rome. Rome is the eternal heart of Italy. The city was founded in 753 BCE by the legendary Romulus. Before it was the seat of the Roman Empire, Rome began as a small settlement on Palatine Hill. Then, over time, Rome grew into one of the most powerful civilizations in history. Before becoming a republic and later an empire, Rome was ruled by 7 kings. The first king of Rome was Romulus. The last king was overthrown in 509 BC, which then led to the founding of the Roman Republic. Beginning in ancient times, Rome has always been the center of politics, culture, and incredible engineering. Roads, aqueducts, and grand monuments transformed it into a city that was far ahead of its time. The Romans built over 250,000 miles of roads. Many of these original roads are still used today. The saying, "all roads lead to Rome," comes from this vast network that connected the Roman Empire. The Colosseum once even had a retractable roof to shade spectators, similar to modern engineering. From ancient wonders to modern charm, Rome is a city where history and legend blend seamlessly. Join me as we explore 25 wonders of Rome that make it a timeless and unforgettable destination. Number 25. The Colosseum. The Colosseum stands as Rome's most recognizable symbol. This towering amphitheater once held the roars of 50,000 spectators. The Colosseum was built by Emperor Vespasian and then completed under his son, Titus. This arena became the grand stage for deadly spectacles. Gladiators fought for survival, wild beasts from different lands were unleashed, and naval battles were reenacted with the entire floor flooded for dramatic effect. Below the arena, a labyrinth of hidden tunnels held prisoners, animals, and fighters waiting for their moment of glory or doom. The Colosseum was not just entertainment. It was a display of Rome's power, where emperors controlled life and death. Today, the weathered arches here stand in solemn silence, but the echoes of the past still seem to linger in the air. Number 24. The Roman Forum. A short walk away lies the Roman Forum. This is a political and social nucleus of ancient Rome. This is a sprawling complex that was once the heart of the empire. This is where senators debated, generals paraded in triumph, and citizens gathered for news. The ruins of temples, basilicas, and government buildings whisper stories of power struggles and ambition. Julius Caesar once walked these streets, his voice commanding the masses. It was here that his body was burned after his infamous assassination. Standing among the crumbling columns, one can almost hear the murmurs of history, the rise and fall of an empire still etched into the stones. Number 23. Palatine Hill. Rising above the Roman Forum, Palatine Hill is where Rome's legendary story began. According to myth, this is where Romulus founded the city in 753 BC after defeating his twin brother, Remus. Later, it became home to emperors, aristocrats, and grand palaces, including the House of Augustus. Walking through its ancient ruins, visitors can explore stunning frescoes, imperial gardens, and the most breathtaking views of Rome. This hill is one of the city's oldest and most historic sites, showcasing the origins of Rome and its legendary past. Number 22. Domus Aurea, the Golden Palace of Emperor Nero. Not far from the Roman Forum is Domus Aurea. This is the legendary golden house of Nero. After the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, Emperor Nero seized vast amounts of land in the heart of the city and built an extravagant palace unlike anything the world had ever seen. It stretched over 300 acres, featuring lavish gardens, artificial lakes, and gilded walls covered in precious stones and ivory. The ceilings sparkled with gold leaf, and some rooms even had rotating ceilings designed to mimic the stars. At the entrance, Nero erected a colossal bronze statue of himself, which later inspired the name Colosseum when the amphitheater was built nearby. Number 21. Temple of Venus in Roma. On the eastern edge of the Roman Forum, on a place called Velian Hill, is the Temple of Venus in Roma. This temple overlooks the Colosseum and stands as one of ancient Rome's most magnificent yet often overlooked structure. It was built by Emperor Hadrian in 135 AD. This temple was dedicated to Venus, who was as the goddess of love, and Roma, the personification of the city itself. It was designed to symbolize the unity and strength of the Roman Empire. The ruins here today still give you a sense of its past grandeur. This was once Rome's largest temple. It had massive Corinthian columns that lined its perimeter and intricate marble statues through its holes. Number 20. Piazza del Campidoglio. Located on Capitoline Hill, Piazza del Campidoglio is one of Rome's most breathtaking squares. It is a stunning blend of elegance and ancient grandeur. Designed by Michelangelo in the 16th century, this piazza was commissioned by Pope Paul III to impress Emperor Charles V on his visit to Rome. Michelangelo reimagined the space with perfect symmetry, creating an open and harmonious design. One of the most majestic features of this piazza is the grand, gently sloping staircase that leads visitors up to the square. In the square you will find the equestrian statue of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. But many do not know that this statue is a replica. The original is housed inside the Capitoline museums. But beyond the art and architecture, Piazza del Campidoglio offers something truly special, a panoramic view of the Roman Forum. Standing here at sunset, as golden light bathes the piazza, you can't help but feel the weight of history in every stone. Number 19. The Pantheon. As we explore deeper into the heart of Rome, we will find the Grand Pantheon. The Pantheon stands as one of the best preserved relics of ancient Rome. Its massive dome is an architectural marvel even by modern standards. The Pantheon's oculus is special because it is the largest unreinforced concrete dome opening in the world. Measuring 27 feet or 8.2 meters in diameter, this circular opening at the dome's center allows natural light to illuminate the grand interior. Beyond its beauty, the oculus is also structurally important. It reduces the weight of the dome, preventing collapse, and acts as the building's only source of light. Even when it rains, the sloped marble floor and hidden drainage system prevent flooding. This incredible feat of engineering was completed nearly 2,000 years ago, and it continues to amaze visitors from around the world. Number 18. Trevi Fountain. A change of pace leads to the Trevi Fountain. Here water cascades down marble figures in an enchanting display. More than just a beautiful monument, it carries the weight of tradition. Toss a coin over your left shoulder, and legend promises you will return to Rome. 2 coins mean romance, and 3 brings marriage. Beneath the surface, hidden aqueducts feed this masterpiece, channeling water as the ancient Romans did centuries ago. The fountain was commissioned by the Pope in 1732, and its construction took 30 years. Featuring a grand Baroque design, it showcases Oceanus, the god of water, surrounded by cascading waterfalls and mythological figures. At dawn, before the crowds arrive, the fountain is a silent sanctuary, a place where the past and present merge in the soft glow of the morning light. Number 17. Piazza Navona. This is Piazza Navona. It is one of Rome's most stunning squares. What many people do not know is that this place hides a secret beneath its cobblestones. What appears to be an open-air masterpiece of fountains and Baroque palaces was once the site of a Roman stadium. Long before it became a lively gathering place, athletes competed here in ancient Roman games, cheered on by crowds. As visitors stroll through the piazza, sipping espresso or watching street performers, few realize they are walking on the remnant of a grand stadium, where Rome's competitive spirit first took shape. Number 16. St. Peter's Basilica. Now it's time to uncover the secrets of the Vatican. St. Peter's Basilica stands as the spiritual heart of the Vatican. It is a colossal masterpiece that took over a century to complete. Beneath its golden dome lies one of Christianity's most sacred relics, the tomb of St. Peter. He was a disciple who became the first pope. According to tradition, he was crucified upside down in Nero's circus, and his remains were secretly buried here. Centuries later, Emperor Constantine ordered a grand church to be built over the site, marking the beginning of what will become the Vatican as we know it. Every inch of the basilica is adorned with intricate mosaics, golden altars, and sculptures, including Michelangelo's Pietà, a breathtaking depiction of the Virgin Mary cradling the body of Christ. This is not just a church, it is a monument to faith, ambition, as well as artistic brilliance. Above this sacred foundation rises Michelangelo's greatest architectural achievement, the Dome of St. Peter's. Commissioned when he was in his 70s, it became an obsession, a final testament to his genius. The dome dominates the skyline of Rome, a feat of engineering that defies its time. Inside, its soaring interior creates an overwhelming sense of awe, drawing the eye upward toward the heavens. Number 15. St. Peter's Square. In front of the church lies the famous St. Peter's Square. Designed in the 17th century, it is a breathtaking piazza in front of St. Peter's Basilica. Its colonnades, symbolizing open arms, embrace visitors from around the world. At its center stands a Vatican obelisk and two grand fountains. Number 14. The Sistine Chapel. Beyond the basilica's grandeur lies one of the world's most astonishing artistic achievements, the Sistine Chapel. When Michelangelo was forced to take on the project, he was not a painter but a sculptor, reluctant and filled with frustration. What followed was 4 years of agony and brilliance. Working alone, often painting while lying on his back, he created a vision of divine power that will forever change the course of art. The ceiling here is an explosion of movement and emotion. It tells the story of Genesis, culminating in the iconic image of God reaching out to touch the hand of Adam. Number 13. Tiber River. A short walk from the Vatican, standing on the banks of the Tiber River, flowing through the heart of Rome, this river has shaped the city's destiny for over 2,000 years. It was here, according to legend, that Romulus and Remus were cast adrift, their survival marking the birth of Rome. In the days of the Empire, the Tiber was a vital trade route. This river was essential for transporting goods from distant provinces into the bustling markets of the city. The river was both a lifeline and a threat. Its frequent floods devastated neighborhoods, prompting construction of massive embankments in the 19th century. Number 12. Castel Sant'Angelo. Castel Sant'Angelo looms with an imposing presence. Originally built as a mausoleum of Emperor Hadrian, it was meant to be a grand tomb, a lasting tribute to his legacy. But Rome's history is one of transformation, and the fortress soon took on a new life. By the Middle Ages, popes had changed it into a military stronghold, its towering walls providing protection in times of crisis. During sieges, they escaped through a secret corridor that still connects the Vatican to the castle today. Inside the castle, there are dimly lit halls and eerie passageways. These tell the story of its many roles as a prison, a treasury, and a refuge. The castle's cylindrical design made it nearly impenetrable, and its strategic position allowed popes to withstand invasions. Number 11. Ponte Sant'Angelo Bridge. Just beyond this castle is a famous bridge with a similar name. Spanning the Tiber River with timeless elegance is Ponte Sant'Angelo. This is more than just a bridge, it is a masterpiece of history, art, and devotion. It was built by Emperor Hadrian in 134 AD to connect the heart of Rome with his grand mausoleum, now the Castel Sant'Angelo. As one of Rome's most enchanting crossings, the bridge invites travelers to walk where pilgrims and poets have walked before. Medieval pilgrims who were making their way to St. Peter's Basilica would pause here, taking in the grandeur of its sculptures and the eternal city stretching before them. This famous bridge has also been a witness to Rome's darker past. Earlier in its history, it served as a grim stage for public executions, with the bodies of the condemned displayed as a warning to passers-by. To walk across Ponte Sant'Angelo is to step into history and admire the artistry of the Baroque age. Some bridges simply connect 2 points. Ponte Sant'Angelo connects time itself. Beyond its historical and religious marvels, much of Rome's charm lies within its streets and neighborhoods. An exploration of Rome is not complete without an appreciation of these parts of this ancient city. Number 10. Spanish Steps. The Spanish Steps rise like a cascading river of stone, drawing visitors to one of the most iconic viewpoints in Rome. Built in the 18th century to connect the Piazza di Spagna below with the Trinita dei Monti church above, the staircase was more than just an architectural masterpiece. It was a stage for Roman life. Writers, artists, and aristocrats once gathered here, sketching, debating, and soaking in the city's vibrant energy. In the spring, azaleas bloom along its balustrades, turning the steps into a floral spectacle. Number 9. Trastevere. Across the river, the neighborhood of Trastevere feels like a world apart. Its name, meaning beyond the Tiber, hints at its history as a district once separated from the grandeur of central Rome. Narrow cobblestone streets twist between ochre-colored buildings, their ivy-covered facades concealing some of the city's best-kept secrets. By day, Trastevere's hidden courtyards and centuries-old churches, like Santa Maria in Trastevere, offer a glimpse into Rome's medieval past. By night, the district comes alive with busy trattorias, street musicians playing under the glow of antique lanterns, and the hum of conversation spilling from wine bars. It is the soul of Rome, a place where tradition and modern life intertwine effortlessly. Number 8. The Appian Way. Far from the lively markets and bustling piazzas, the Appian Way stretches into the countryside, an ancient road that once connected Rome to its vast empire. Walking along its worn cobblestones, history unfolds with every step. This was a road traveled by conquering legions, ambitious traders, and weary pilgrims. But it also holds a darker legacy. Along its path lie the catacombs, underground labyrinths where early Christians buried their dead in secret. The walls of these tunnels are lined with thousands of tombs, some still bearing faded frescoes and inscriptions. The silence is heavy, a stark contrast to the chaos of modern Rome. Outside, the road continues, flanked by towering aqueducts and crumbling mausoleums, a testament to an empire that built the world's greatest network of roads and left behind a pathway into the past. Rome is more than just its monuments. It is found in the hidden corners of Trastevere, the ancient stones of the Appian Way, and the well-known Spanish Steps. These streets and neighborhoods are the veins of the eternal city, pulsing with stories waiting to be uncovered. Number 7. Orange Garden, a peaceful escape. Within the city limits of Rome, you will find a secluded paradise, which is the Orange Garden. This small park on the Aventine Hill is one of the most serene spots in Rome. Once part of a medieval fortress, the garden is now a sanctuary of silence. Few know that this garden is linked to an ancient legend. It is said that Saint Dominic planted the first orange tree here in the 13th century, bringing it from Spain. That very tree still stands in the courtyard of the nearby Santa Sabina Basilica, its branches heavy with fruit that are never picked, left to symbolize abundance and spiritual nourishment. Number 6. Il Vittoriano. Il Vittoriano is also known as the Altar of the Fatherland. It is one of the city's most striking landmarks. Built between 1885 and 1935, this massive white marble monument honors Victor Emmanuel II, the first king of a unified Italy. Designed to symbolize Italy's national unity, its grand staircases, towering Corinthian columns, and gilded bronze statue of the king on horseback make it an unmistakable part of Rome's skyline. At its heart lies a tomb of the unknown soldier, guarded by an eternal flame and soldiers in solemn vigil, a tribute to those who gave their lives for Italy. Visitors can climb to the terrace of the structure where breathtaking panoramic views stretch across Piazza Venezia, the Roman Forum, and the Colosseum. Inside, the monument houses museums dedicated to Italian history and military achievements. Beyond the famous landmarks, Rome and the outskirts of the city hide forgotten wonders. These are places overshadowed by the Colosseum and the Vatican, yet filled with stories that shape the eternal city. These locations offer a glimpse into Rome's lost grandeur, myths, and secrets waiting to be rediscovered. Number 5. Mouth of Truth, a Roman lie detector. In the shadow of the Santa Maria in Cosmedin Church lies one of Rome's most peculiar relics, the Mouth of Truth. This massive marble mask, with its hollowed-out eyes and open mouth, has been the source of legend for centuries. According to legend, if someone placed their hand inside the mouth and told a lie, the stone jaws would snap shut, severing their hand. This belief became so widespread that it was even used in trials. Over time, the legend grew, making the Mouth of Truth a must-visit curiosity for travelers. Number 4. Pyramid of Cestius, Rome's Egyptian connection. Standing incongruously in the heart of Rome, the Pyramid of Cestius looks like it belongs in the sands of Egypt rather than in the eternal city. But this 2,000-year-old tomb is one of Rome's most unexpected treasures. Built between 18 and 12 BC, this pyramid was a final resting place of Cestius, who was a wealthy Roman magistrate. At the time, Rome was fascinated by Egyptian culture, following the conquest of Egypt after the death of Cleopatra. Inspired by the grandeur of the pyramids of Giza, the magistrate commissioned his own towering tomb, which is a 36-meter-high pyramid that can be seen today. Number 3. Tivoli, a short drive from Rome. Tivoli has long been a retreat for emperors, cardinals, and aristocrats seeking respite from the city's heat. Among its treasures, Villa d'Este stands out as one of the most spectacular examples of Italian architecture and garden design. Commissioned in the 16th century, the villa was inspired by ancient Roman engineering. The estate features a network of fountains, waterfalls, and reflecting pools. It has over 500 water features in total. The estate was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and even today, the sound of flowing water creates an atmosphere of serenity and wonder. As visitors wander through gardens, they step into a dreamlike world where nature and human ingenuity blend seamlessly, offering an unforgettable escape just outside Rome. Number 2. Civita di Bagnoregio, the dying town on a cliff. Travel just over an hour from Rome to see this marvelous town on a cliff. Perched high on a fragile rock formation, Civita di Bagnoregio looks like something out of a fantasy novel. Nicknamed the Dying Town, this medieval village seems to hover above the surrounding valley, connected to the outside world by just a single pedestrian bridge. Founded over 2,500 years ago, this town thrived as a prosperous settlement for centuries. However, the volcanic tuff rock on which it stands is slowly crumbling. This is causing landslides that have eroded its edges and left it perilously isolated. By the 20th century, much of the population had abandoned this majestic place, fearing its eventual collapse. Today, fewer than a dozen residents remain, preserving a town that time has forgotten. Walking through the ancient stone alleys here, marvel at the weathered arches, appreciate the medieval houses, and take in the breathtaking panoramas over the valley. Despite its eerie nickname, the beauty of this town has drawn artists, historians, and travelers from around the world, eager to experience its surreal atmosphere. Efforts to preserve the town's structure continue, but its fate remains uncertain. Number 1. Ostia Antica. While Pompeii captures global attention, Ostia Antica remains one of Italy's most underrated ancient sites, a remarkably well-preserved Roman city just 30 minutes from Rome. Once a bustling harbor town at the mouth of the Tiber River, Ostia was the lifeblood of Rome's economy, supplying the capital with grain, wine, and olive oil. Unlike Pompeii, which was buried under volcanic ash, Ostia Antica was abandoned over time. It was slowly covered by sediment, leaving its streets, homes, and public buildings remarkably intact. Today, its ancient roads are frozen in time, so you can truly step into the past here. One of the most striking features is the amphitheater, where Romans once gathered for performances. Unlike in Pompeii, where tourists follow designated paths, in Ostia, visitors can freely explore homes, sit in ancient taverns, and step inside temples, making it one of the most immersive historical experiences in Italy. Despite being one of the best-preserved ancient cities in the world, Ostia Antica remains off the radar for many travelers, allowing those who visit to experience its grandeur without the crowds. Rome is a city unlike any other, a place where centuries of history, art, and culture blend seamlessly with modern life. From the grand arenas of emperors to the hidden courtyards of medieval neighborhoods, every corner tells a story, every stone holds a secret. Exploring the Colosseum, the Vatican, and the Pantheon offers a glimpse into the glory of ancient Rome, while walking down the Spanish Steps or through the Appian Way reveals a soul of the city beyond the usual tourist path. Rome is not just a place to visit, it's a city to experience. It's in the echo of footsteps on ancient stones, in the aroma of freshly baked pizza drifting through a quiet alley, in the golden glow of sunset over the Tiber River. Every visit is different, every story unique.